Let us take you on our journey. From the first vision group meeting to a trip meant to inspire to the final design, come see the planning process of San Diego's sacred place. After our first vision group, comprised of parents, elders, young adults, and professional and political stakeholders, met in February, we immediately identified terms to define our sacred place: legacy, safe at home, oasis, peace, fragility, beauty, and continuity of life. In preparation for our second vision group meeting, and to provide local urban youth with a better idea of a sacred place, we took them on 2 field trips. One trip was to the home and studio of architect Jim Hubble, and the other was to Crest Ridge Ecological Reserve. The connections were immediate and powerful.
And it's interesting because what you do in your life often tells about where you are. And if you stop and notice what you're doing, and communities and cultures know, it's true with everything. It's trying to begin to anchor a community. And you do it sometimes by a song.
We began our second vision group meeting with an original song written and led by team member Vicky Estrada. After the song, elders shared with the youth some YMCA history.
So I was amazed when I got to San Diego and this area of the city, there was no YMCA.
Dr. Robert Matthews and many others built the YMCA brick by brick 50 years ago. These leaders overcame prejudice and discrimination to build the relationships necessary to realize their dream.
By God, you didn't tell me he was a colored boy, you know? And so I listened to him, kept my temper, didn't lose it.
Now they're here, contributing to a new dream: our sacred place. It was also in this meeting that we learned from youth about their disregard for the creek and its state of disrepair, and their excitement to take it back. We talked about what we would like to see and do here.
Maybe we should let the community help build this, or put in the actual footwork to getting this project done, because then there'll be more respect from the community. You have less risk of running of graffiti or litter or anything like that. People respect you more when they actually get out the way from you and put in the hard work.
Building on a proposed labyrinth at the portal that moves out in various directions, and depending on the needs and wishes of the users, programs might fall within categories such as Kids at the Creek, Rites of Passage, Community Garden, Meditation and Reflection. Vision group meeting number 3 was our most challenging. We were faced with the reality that we couldn't do it all. We decided our sacred place would become a connector for creekside projects downstream and upstream where other ideas could be built. Community organizations began to hear about our idea and wanted to get involved. On April 29th, over 150 people gathered at Chollas Creek at the YMCA to clear non-native plants, revegetate, build trails, and prepare the site for the creation of the sacred place. NASCO, Canyonlands, Groundwork, and many other organizations pitched in to help. They committed to be a central part of the ongoing maintenance of the space within. At Vision Group Meeting number 4, our University Vision Team members presented findings from work with children enrolled in a YMCA after-school program. The children's ideas inspired creativity, from petting turtles in the creek to concern: when I want a safe place to go, I go to the mall. Working with Vicky Estrada and Jim and Drew Hubble's artist renderings, we used this meeting to apply our hopes, the children's hopes, and our requirements for safety and access to our sacred place. We sought a synthesis between an active and meditative space. What follows is our concept for the TKF Foundation. We learned what it meant to have a beautiful place where we could walk and talk with our neighbors and bring our children. We learned our space could be of value to youth, elders, and everyone in between. We learned all barriers broke down and great inspiration occurred when strangers came together to create a space and place of something of pride and value. We left the process with a shared understanding that we had dreamed our space. It would be created.